Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is from one of my favorite setters, Megan33. He always does a really good job of essentially creating some interesting and fun, especially Fog of War puzzles. And this one is called Fog Solo. Here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in this grid, place a single digit from 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region, which is a box. The grid is partially covered with fog. Correctly placed digits will clear the fog around that cell, and no guessing is required. So this is typical Fog of War puzzle, where if you place a digit correctly in a certain cell, it would clear the fog in that cell and in the 8 surrounding cells around it. We also have adjacent digits along a green German whisper line must have a difference of at least 5. So for example, if this were a 3, this would have to be an 8 and a 9. That's because those are the only digits which are 5 or more away from 3. That's an example of how German whisper lines work. Digits along a magenta red band form a set of consecutive, non-repeating digits in any order. So to satisfy this, say this was a 3, it could be something with like 1 and 2 here, or it could be 5 and 4. That would also be possible if this were 3. It could also be 2 and 4. It could be, yeah, those are the possibilities. What you could not have is something like 3, 6, and 4, because that's not that doesn't form a set of consecutive digits. And that's an example of how Renban lines work. We also have a black dot between cells indicates cell values with a 2-to-1 ratio. A white dot between cells indicates cells with consecutive values, and not all dots are given. So, for example, if this were, say, a 6, this would have to be a 5 or a 7 to make sure that these digits are consecutive. If this were, say, a 4, this would have to be 2 or 8 to make sure that these digits are in a 1-to-2 ratio. And that's an example of, and these are called Kropke dots. So that's an example of how Kropke dots work. And finally, we have adjacent cells connected with an X must sum to 10. So for example, if this were a 4, this would have to be a 6 to add up to 10. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, what are the possibilities here? For 10... these digits have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8 to be in a 1-to-2 ratio with any other digit. That makes this possibly 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9 as possibilities. So if this were 8, that would make this 2. And you have 1 and 3 here. And that does work here. So this could be 8, 2 with 1 and 3 here. 9 can never be here because 9 is only consecutive with one other digit. So this can't be, this is not consecutive with 2 digits. So this can't be 1, this can't be 9. If this is 6, 6 is not in a one, cannot be next to 2 unique digits on a German whisper lines. Same with 4. So this can't be 4 or 6. If this were 3 here, it would guarantee this is 7, and these would have to be 8 and 9. In the surrounding cells, because again, like I said in the beginning, 3 can only be next to 8 and 9 on a German whisper line, but 9 is not consecutive with 7, so that doesn't work. So this must then be 2, 8 with 2, 8 here. That eliminates 2 and 8 in the rest of the column, so this can't be 2 or 8. 2 can only be, this can't be 3 or 6. So this must be 1 or 4 next to the 2 or 8. 2 can be next to, this is 2 would force this to be 8, so this would force this to be 7 or 9, or 7 or 9 here. 8 would force this to be 2, so this would have to be 1 or 3, or 1 or 3 here. So this would either be 1 or 3, and the only digit that's left that could be so these digits are different sets. And by sets, I mean low and high sets. On a German whisper line, you can only have what digits can be next to a low digit, which is 1 through 4. Well, 4 can only be next to 9, 3 can be next to 8 and 9, 2 can be next to 7 through 9, and 1 can be next to 6 through 9. So if you have a 1 through 4, it will always be next to a digit that is from 6 through 9, which is a high digit. And if you have a digit from 6 through 9, what digits can be next to that? 6 can only be next to 1, 7 can be next to 1 or 2, 8 can be next to 1 through 3, and 9 can only be next to 1 through 4. So if you have a high digit, you'll always have a low digit next to it. So we know if we choose a set, and we just say that this is a random set, so like say we're saying this is pink, and these then have to be the other set. We'll mark those as orange. Actually, let's make this yellow instead. So this is yellow, these must be orange, this must be yellow. To add up to 10, this must be the opposite set to add up to 10, right? If you have a 2, you have an 8 here. If you have 8, this is a 2 here. So this must be the same as the orange. Therefore, this is the yellow one. Well, you can't have 2 and 8 here next to 1, 3, or 7, 9. 7 or 3 here cannot be next to a 1, 3. So if you had a 7 here, 1 and 3 cannot be next to it. So this must specifically be 1 or 9 here. We don't know what set this is. These have to be all yellow also, because 2 can only be on a red band with 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, or that's it. 8 can only be in a red band with 9, 8, 7, or 8, 7, 6. Well, we know this is the yellow 1, 9. So that means this has to be 3 and 4 if it were low, or 6 and 7 if this is high. So we know 5 has to be one of these two. And this is either this is 1, 3, 1, this is 1, 3, 1, 3, this is 9, this is 6, 7, 8, so this would be 5 and 4. Or this is 7, 9, 7, 9. This would be 1, and this would be 2, 3, 4, and that makes this 6. So this is 5 with 4, 6 here. Okay. If this were 1, okay. If this were 1, that means this is 2, and this couldn't be 1, so that would be 4. If this is not 1, this is 9, that makes this 8, and this would still have to be 4 here, because there's no other possibility for 1 to 2 ratio with 8. So this is guaranteed to be 4. That means on this Renban, which is 5 in length, you cannot have a 4. Well, what Renban that's 5 cells long, or 5 digits long, cannot have a 4? It must be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because all the other 5 length Renban, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all require a 4. So this has to be 5 through 9. That leaves these digits as 1, 2, and 3, so these are all low. We don't know what this is. This cannot be 2 here because of the 2, 8 pair in the column, and it cannot be 8. This is a low. It's 1, 2, or 3. It can only be with 6 or 8 here, and 8 cannot be here because that would be in a 1 to 2 ratio with only 4. So this must be 6 and 3. That means this can't be 3. This is 1. This can't be 1 or 3. That's 2. This 1 eliminates 1 here, so this has to be a 9. So all the yellows are high digits. and all the oranges are low. That makes this an 8. This is 2. This must be a 1, 3 pair. This has to be 6 and 7 with the 8, so this can't be 6, this can't be 6. This 6 eliminates 6 here, so this is 7, that's 6. This cannot be 9 or 6 because of a 9 in the column and the 6 in the row. This can't be 6, this can't be 6, this can't be 7. Remaining digits in column 5 have to be 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay. If this were 6, if this is 3, it has to be 2 and 4 surrounding it. So this can't be 2. This would be 4. That would be 2. If this is 5, the 6 cannot be surrounding this because the 6 has to be in column 5 in this lower central box. So 5 does not work. 6 would have to have 5 and 7 surrounding it. But the problem is, if this is 5, 6, 7, that would eliminate all possibilities. That would eliminate 5, 6, and 7 from these cells. And both of them would have to be 3, which is not allowed. So this can't be 6. If this is 7, though, it's next to 6 and 8. Again, 6 can't be either of these cells, so this can't be 7. So this must be 3, 4, and 2. So these can't be 3 here. This 4 eliminates 4 here, so that's 5, which makes that 4. Okay. Okay, what are the remaining digits? This 3 eliminates 3 here, so this is 1, that's 3. Remaining digits in column 6 are 5, 8, 9. This 5 eliminates 5 here. Remaining digits in column 4 are 1, 7, 8, 9. 5, 8, 9 can only be consecutive. Well, 8 can only be consecutive with 6, 7, or 9. And 7 or 9 cannot be in a 1 to 2 ratio with any other digit, right? 7 and 9 halved are 2.5, or sorry, 3.5 and 4.5, which are not digits. And if you double 7 and 9, you get 14 and 18, which are not digits. So this can never be 8, because that would be next to a 7 or 9. 9 can be next to 8, which would force this to be 4, but that's not possible because of the 4 in the row. So this can't be 9. This must be 5. So this 5 eliminates 5 here. Where is the 5 in this upper central box? It must be here. So this is 5, which means this can't be 5. This is a 6, 7 pair. That eliminates 6 and 7 in the rest of the box. So this can't be 7, and this can't be 5 because of the 5 in the column. This adds up to 10, so it must be 1 or 2. 5 can be next to 4 or 6. If this is 6, that would be 3, but that's 3 eliminates that possibility. So this must be 4. 4 can be in a 1 to 2 ratio with 2 or 8, but 2 can't be here, so this must be 8. 1 is consecutive with 2. 2 would be consecutive with 1, possibly. So this could be 1, 2, 1. That's possible. 8, again, cannot be... it would be consecutive with 7 or 9, which is not in a 1 to 2 ratio with any digit. So this can't be 8. 9 would have to force this to be 8, which would force that to be 4, which is not possible. So this is 1. That's 2. That's 1. That means this cannot be 1 here. These two digits add up to 10. It cannot be 1, 9 or 2, 8. So this is 3, 7 or 4, 6. 1 and 2 is only consecutive with 1, 2, or 3. So those are all possible. 2 has to be one of these two digits, though. So these are all low in this lower right-hand box. One of these two digits must be low. One of them has to be high, because again, you alternate between low and high digits on a German whisper line. Therefore, the rest of that box cannot be a low digit, because we have 3 low digits here, and this must be a low digit here. So the rest must be 5, 6, 7, or 9. 5 cannot be here because of the 5 in the row. This cannot be 6 or 7 because one of these digits is 6 or 7 to add up to 10 with 3 or 4, and this is a 6 or 7, and this can't be 9 because of the 8-9 pair in the row. So this must be a 5 here, which means this can't be 5 here. This can't be low because it can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So this must be high, which makes this a low. And it can't be 1, 2, or 4, so this must be 3, which means this can't be 3 here. 3 can only be next to 8 and 9 on a German whisper line, so this must be 9, which means neither of these can be 9. This is a 6, 7 pair. This is also low. I guess we'll start coloring all the lows. These are lows. This is high. This is high. That means this is 5, 6, or 7 as possibilities in row 7. This must be high. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. These must all be high. So this is 8 and 9. 5 cannot be on a 3-length rem band with either 8 or 9, so this cannot be 5. Therefore, this is 6 or 7 and a high. This then must be a 5, because that's the only remaining digit possible in row 7. Well, the remaining digit in this lower left-hand box has to be 3 or 4. So this is 3 or 4 and is a low. 4 is a low. These are all highs. This is a low, and it must be 1 or 2. Cannot be 3, because or 4. What else do we have? Five can't be here. 5 can't be here. That doesn't tell us very much. Okay, these must be consecutive. So it cannot have a 5. It must be a high digit. It cannot be 9. So this is 6, 7, or 8. I guess it could be 9, 7, and 6 here. That's possible. One of these digits is a low, right? Because again, you alternate between low and high digits on a German whisper line. This is low. The thing is, 4 cannot be between 2 unique digits on a German whisper line, so this can't be 4. But this can't be 4 either. Therefore, this must be a 3 here, and it must be with 8 and 9. We're not sure which. We also don't know where they are. So this cannot be 3 here. This can't be 7. That seems fine. These are all highs. Six, 7, or 8. If this were 3, it would have to be next to an 8 or 9 here. So if this were high, it has to be 8 or 9. If it's low, it could be next to 1, 2, or 4. Any of those work. Okay. This digit has to, if it's low, it's a 4. And that would mean this would have to be 9 to be next to it on a German whisper line. But this cannot be 9 because of the 9 in the row here. So this cannot be 4. Therefore, this must be a high digit, which forces this to be a low digit. So same with this. If this is 4, if this is a low, it has to be a 4, and that would force a 9 to be here, but it can't be. So this must be a high digit, and this must be low. So this is 8 or 9 next to 1, 2, or 3. This is also 1, 2, or 3. We have next to, it could be many things. So it could be 6 through 9 here. But in row 6, we have 4 low digits, which means the rest of them must be 5 through 9, and we already have a 5 in the column, so these must be high. Okay. That means this can't be 8 or 9 because of the 8 in the row, the 8 in the column and the 9 in the row. So this is 6 or 7, and this is 6, 7, or 8. Okay. What else does that tell us? The rest of column 8 has to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 because we have a 1, 2 pair already in that column. This can't be 6, 7, or 8, so this is 4, 5. This can't be 5 or 6. This can't be 4. Hmm. Um. Hmm. 4 cannot be here. Actually, this digit has to be high because it can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So this is a high digit, which forces both of these to be low digits. Well, as a low digit, this can only be 4. So this is a 4. So this can't be 4 here, and it can't be 4 here. So this is a 5, which means this can't be 4, 5. This can't be 5. This can't be 5. And these are all highs. That means this must be a 9 as a high digit. That means this could be 1, 2, or 3. And we don't know which. This is a high digit, so this must be a low digit. And it could be 1, 2, 3, or 4. This can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9, or 5, so this is a low digit. That means we have 4 low digits in column 7, which eliminates low digits in the rest of the column. So this can't be low, and it actually has to be a 5 because there's no other place for it in column 7. This is a low digit. This must be a high digit then. We have 4 high digits in row 5, which eliminates high digits in the rest of the row. So this must be a 4, 5 pair. We don't know which, though. This is 1 through 3. Where is the 4? In this right central box, it has to be here. So it must be here, which makes this a 9. So this can no longer be 9 here. This could be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. It's fine. That means we have... This cannot be 1, 2, 3, or 4. And it can't be 5, 6, 7, 8. So this has to be a 9, which means this can't be 9. This is a 3, 8 pair, which eliminates 3 and 8 in the rest of the box and column. So this can't be 8 here. Where's the 8 in row 6? It has to be here. So this is 8, which makes this 9. Therefore, this is 7 to form a rem band here. This can't be 8 anymore, so this can't be 3 because 3 would have to be next to 8 or 9, and these are not 8 or 9. This is 9. We have 4 highs in row 4, so these must be low. So this is a 1, 2, 3 as a possibility. Well, in this left central box, where is the 3? The 3 has to be one of these two digits, which means this cannot be 3. Where's the 3 in this right central box? It has to be here. So this is 3 then. We have a 1, 2, 1, 2 pair in column 7, which eliminates 1 and 2 in the rest of the column. So this must be a 3. That makes this an 8. That makes that a 3. So this is high. These are low. This can't be 4 or 9. One of these digits is low, and the other one is high. Therefore, that eliminates high digits in the rest of row 3. Because we have 3 here, and one of these is high, so that's 4. So this must be a low. That means this is 1 or 2. We don't know what these are. This can't be 8 because of the 8 in the row. Okay. This 7 eliminates 7 here, so this is 6, this is 7. This 7 eliminates 3, 7 as a possibility, so this is a 4, 6 pair, which eliminates 4 and 6 in the rest of the row. This 7 eliminates 7 here, so that's 6, this is 7. This 4, 6 eliminates 4 and 6 in the rest of the row, so this can't be 4, this is 3. This 9 eliminates 9 here. That's an 8. That's 3 in the corner. We celebrate because we know we're getting close to solving it. This is a 1-2 pair here, which eliminates 1 and 2 in the rest of the box. So this must be 3 here. This blue then means this has a high, so this is a low. And it cannot be 3 or 4, so this is a 1-2 pair. This high could be 6, 7, 8, or 9. So it cannot be 8 because of the 8 in the box. This digit is 4, 5, or 6. We don't know which. Okay, where is the 4 in column 1? It has to be one of these two cells because there's no other place for it. It can't be on this German whisper line. Mainly actually because of the possibilities of where the 4 could be. There's a 4 in this row, so it can't be there. A 4 in this row, so it can't be there. Therefore, and these are high. So 4 has to be one of these two digits. This can't be 4 because of the 4 in the row. Well, where's the 4 then? It has to be here. So this is 4. This can't be 4. This is 5 or 6. This is a low. We have 4 lows in this upper left-hand box, which means the rest can't be low. So it must be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this can't be 9. This can't be 8 or 5 or 6. So this is a high. We have 4 highs in row 2, which eliminates highs in the rest of the row. So this must be a low. And it's 1, 2. That makes this a high. So it has to be 8 here as a high, which means this can't be 8 here. This can't be 8 here. 8 can't be here. Where's the 8 in column 8 then? It has to be here. This can't be 8. It becomes a 6, 7 pair. Okay. What other restrictions do we have? Okay, so we've colored everything. And so that doesn't help anymore. So let's remove the coloring and start coloring particularly 1, 2 pairs. So we're gonna make. Do we want to use this one? Probably not. Let's go this way. Yellow and red. That forces this to be a red. This is yellow. That makes this red. That makes this yellow. We don't know what those are. Is that helpful? I don't know. Oh, this is between 2 unique digits on a German whisper line, so it can't be 6. So this is 7, which makes this 9. That makes that 6. So therefore, all the reds are 1s. And all the yellows are 2s. That also makes this a 1, so this is 2. That makes this 1, this is 2. 6 eliminates 6 here, so that's 7 and 6. This can't be 7. This 9 eliminates 9 here, so this is 7. This is 1, which forces this to be 9, which makes that 8 to add up to 10. This 9 eliminates 9 here, so that's 8 and 9. This 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 6 and 7. That makes this not 7, so that's 6, which means this can't be 6. This is 4 and 6. 4 eliminates 4 here, so it's 5 and 4. This can't be 5 or 6, so that's 7. This can't be 6, so that's 5. And that's how you solve that. A little bit tougher than very easy, but not quite even at the easy level. It's still fairly straightforward here. There's a little of, like, small deductions, like this part, where you can't have a 4 here, so this can't be low, which means these are high, which means these have to be low here. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward, I guess. I guess this part also, the break-in, where either way, this had to be a 4. That was also interesting. Pretty cool. Yeah, I would say it's in between very easy and easy, but, you know, whatever works. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.